got a little small orange basketball. Picked it up today. Kind of funny, amusing. Good for, you know, the young folk who like to learn to play basketball. Anyway, orange ball, orange coin. Let's talk about Bitcoin real quick, shall we? What is happening with the daily time frame? Well, if you guys remember, I told you that if we see the asset not hit the third band to the downside, right, the third standard deviation band to the downside of the 3012 RMLR, then what would happen? If it didn't hit it for 2 days in a row, then we could be seeing a mean reversion in progress by Saturday. And I said, ideally, if you're looking for longs, if you're looking for it to go to the upside, ideally, then Thursday would move up only a little bit from that band and it wouldn't touch the band. And then Friday would move up a little bit more, or, stay around where it is, but not come shooting down back to the band. So that Saturday can be above the band and a mean reversion and begin making the move towards that 3012 RMLR. Well, what happened on Thursday? Was it above the band? It was above the band for a good chunk of the day, but not for the whole day. Right? It shot through that. And there you have it. So, but we'll see. Or was it the RMLR? Oh, no, it was the RMLR. It was on the 4 hour. So it remains the case. The point is, it's not yet in mean reversion. We're going to have to wait. I need to double check again, because now that I remember what I looked at, I actually remembered a mean reversion, not an STDEV band stab, which kind of annihilates the title. Well, it doesn't really, but the primary observation. Right? So, yes, when it stops hitting that band for 2 days in a row, and it did drop yesterday, right? Overall, the price dropped a bit. When it stops hitting that band for 2 days in a row on the daily time frame, it will be most likely, right, most probably, because of probabilities, in mean reversion to the 3012 RMLR, which is currently, again, somewhere between $118,000 and $123,000 or so. So what means will we see get reverted to? Well, we will see various means get reverted to along the way, right? It'll mean reverse to the 1110. It'll mean reverse the power mean, the 30 power mean, and a whole bunch of other power means along the way. Why will that happen? It will happen for the same reason it always happens. Returns distribute away from the means of returns, and returns mean reverse to the mean of returns. Price action just follows the returns, moving away from or back towards said mean of returns. It's not magic. I promise you, it's not magic. I always find it interesting to see what things people discard. It is fascinating to me what people discard. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Is that a glass jewelry box? Literally, it's a diamond. It's a box. It's a case for jewelry. Very nice. But no. Anyway, I like to go. What is literally out in the woods. People have just put it there. Yeah, tossing perfectly good things out. Okay, I mean, I can probably give that to somebody as somebody who refurbishes things. There's plenty of refurbishers around. That's a skill you don't have in a lot of societies anymore. People are losing that skill, but around here there actually are a bunch of refurbishers of different things, like vintage things that people, just can't buy anymore because they don't make those things anymore. Those kind of things. It could be furniture or collectibles or whatever it might be. I've noticed a bunch of repair shops that do that around here. When I say around here, Israel's a small country, but yeah, around here in Israel. So, again, what did we see happen yesterday? Right, the price action following the returns. Where did it go to? Look at the VRE charts. Notice where it went to. Right now, let's step back for a second before talking about more trading and talk about the bigger picture. Right, 0.1 Bitcoin is now $10,000. On December 31st, or even this time of year, December, whatever day this is, 13th, 2022, exactly 2 years ago, 0.1 Bitcoin was around $1,500. Still not cheap. $15,000 Bitcoin for most people. It's not cheap, but it's more than most people can afford as a whole purchase at once, but much cheaper than now, right? Like more than Satoshi. Oh, look at this cute dog. Hello. Hi. Mason's dog. Very cute beagle. So think about that. It has gone from a $15,000 coin at the end of 2022 to a $100,000 coin at the end of 2024. I mean, Solana, end of 2022, or around then, was about $8 in November, maybe $9 by December. It went up to 260 during that little pump previously, and this time it beat it by a few bucks on this latest little pump, but it certainly hasn't set massive new all-time highs, right? Yeah, it broke their last all-time high. It was great, but it hasn't exponentially grown beyond it. Does it have the potential to? Yeah, it has the potential to. Will it do it? We'll see. Time will tell. It certainly has the potential to. Right? It's not just a meme coin, right? It's not. It's actually a very useful liquidity asset if you trade it. Litecoin, same thing. Litecoin dipped down. I forget what the lows were, but they were pretty staggeringly low at the end of 2022. And although they have not gone up nowhere near as much as Bitcoin or Ethereum have percentage-wise, and Ethereum is still not at its all-time high, right? Previous all-time high. Well, all-time high. What is all that telling you? What it's telling you, but the reason I mention this before we get to what it's telling you, the supply of Bitcoin and Ethereum is dwindling very quickly. Meaning, what's available in stores, right? If you want to go to an exchange and buy Bitcoin right now, there's a lot less of it available than a year or two or three or four or five ago, right? The amount that's currently available, there's less than 1 million, a lot less than 1 million. There's around estimated somewhere between like 400 and 700,000 Bitcoins right now on exchanges, because some of them are in wallets that don't move, some of them are, whatever, not visible, but they're there for OTC and stuff like that. And that's what's happening, right? So the supply is greatly dwindling on the two most popular cryptos. And it's also beginning to dwindle on quote unquote lesser cryptos like Litecoin, where whales are buying more of it. You know why whales are buying more Litecoin? It's like the number 20 something ranked coin. Why are whales suddenly buying a bunch of Litecoin? For the same reason I've been telling you that Litecoin is an amazing buy. Months ago, I was saying, guys, you get more than 1,000 Litecoin for a Bitcoin. This was like back in July. Even before, like years I've been talking about it, but I've been pushing the case a lot since like the summer, June, July, whenever it was. I'm telling you guys, retail is going to pick up on this late. Whales are going to be the first movers, as always. They're going to get the best deals on these things because you're ignoring it. I was telling you guys, don't ignore this. More than 1,000 Litecoin per Bitcoin. Now it's down to a lot less than that, because now Litecoin's up in the $120 plus, between more than $110, $120 per Litecoin. Right? It's doubled in price in just a month and a half, right? And in less than a month it did that, and then it went up to like 150 or something for a couple of days. So it went up like 2.5 times in like a month, and in like a month. If your asset's going up 2.5x in a month, and whales are buying it in large quantities, and there's only 4 times as many of those things as there are Bitcoins, and it runs on the same exact code as Bitcoin, and in fact, it gets all the changes that Bitcoin gets before Bitcoin implements them, because it tests them first, and it rewards miners 4x as much as Bitcoin, because there's 4x as many coins to mine, and it has the same halving cycles, and it has the same everything else: divisibility, scalability, portability, mobility, censorship resistance, all that stuff. It's the same code as Bitcoin. It's just, and most people who mine Bitcoin also mine Litecoin. So the distribution of the technology is very well distributed. And it still is mostly held by retail. But whales are buying it in massive purchases. We know that. A bunch of them have even been reported. Like, they say that they made the purchase and we can see it on the blockchain. Like Grayscale, right? Plenty of others too. And it's going to get more and more, to the point where Litecoin is also going to be predominantly owned by whales, probably within the next 5 to 10 years, if not sooner. Why? Because as people realize more and more there's very little Bitcoin available. And the next best thing when it comes to the code and the distribution of the technology is Litecoin. What do you think they're going to scramble to next to get a piece of? Like when there's no Bitcoin left available, there's going to be, people are already fighting over 1%. That's effectively the amount. I know we still have 5.5% of Bitcoin to be mined. I get it. But the total ownership by retail is effectively like real retail. People who don't have 100 or more coins. Yeah. If you have 100 or more coins in my book, you're not retail. Retail is fighting over 1%. Think about that. You have 100 coins right now. You're not retail. Why? What's 100 times 100 grand? It's 10 million, right? So if you have 10 million in the bank, you're not considered retail. You're an accredited investor. Normally, unless for some reason you haven't bothered to become an accredited investor, in which case you got to check yourself, because why wouldn't you? You get all kinds of advantages by being an accredited investor that regular folk don't have. Why would you waste that opportunity if you could have it? It is indeed a special privilege. Now you might say, so what are you talking about? What kind of special privileges you get? There's a lot of things you cannot invest in as a retail investor, unless you're an accredited investor. Okay? Then you're not a retail investor. A lot of things you can only invest in as an accredited investor. I'm just saying. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for now. And see you guys in the Alpha Trading live stream. It'll be in the Discord only today, but we should be back to our regular on Rumble stream hopefully by Monday. All right. Take care, guys. Have a good one. See ya.